43.
42. 41.
40.
39.
Number 1.
39.
38.
37.
36.
35.
34.
33.
32.
31.
30. 29.
28. 27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
21.
20.
19.
18.
17. 16.
15.
14.
13.
12. 11.
10.
9. 8.
7.
6.
5.
4.
3.5.
3.
2.
1.
Hey, Rocky, you want to see me pull a show out of my hat? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Hi, and welcome to the Mouthwash Talk Show, a minty, fresh take on politics. And we got a doozy for you tonight, folks. We got some clips, and Brad's got us to talking points again. I think we're really settled into this new format deal. And we have Jay Pesh, or Jay Ville. I don't even really know what his name is. I think his first name's James. And he's not even backstage yet because, he's from New York. Well, I'm on a New York minute. I'm right here. I'm right here. You want to chop cheese and all that. So hopefully he'll get his stuff together here and get on the show. But we're going to do a little talking first before he comes on. It's been a heck of a week since last Tuesday. We've bombed Iraq. The president dropped the F-bomb today on the chopper presser. Oh boy, it's been going crazy. And unfortunately the Pacers did not win. So there's people that were at a little bit of a hangover on Monday about winning, and Tyrese Halliburton's, I saw his Achilles hurt, tear right on national TV. It was almost like, I don't know if you remember the Oakland Raiders when Woodson or whatever his name was broke his leg backwards on Monday Night Football. It made me hurt. And I have had a ruptured Achilles tendon, and I think ruptured is worse than torn, because torn they can sew back on it. It heals faster, because it took me 2.5 years for my ruptured one to finally quit hurting. So brother, I can feel your pain. And I got another buddy that tore his off, and he's got a picture of the doctor holding his Achilles with a forceps not connected to it. I'm like, who gets a picture like that? But anyway, he'll be back. They'll stick that thing back on there, and he'll be good to go. But our guest tonight, Jay Pesh, 13 on TikTok character. He gives relationship advice. Big time Knicks fan. Ran across him on TikTok, and he was coming Indy for game, whatever game that was. And he said he's going to bring his speaker down. And I was, I'm going to go down and see this guy. And I did. I went down and saw him, and we talked, and I gave him a shirt. So hopefully he'll get on here, and we can chop it up a little bit. And we're not really going to talk about the sports as much. But what my premise is here, because he's calling us farmers and all that. And I want to talk about, the big city against the farmers, what kind of differences we have. I think Brad's got us some good things. And he's a true crime guy. So we're going to talk about Barry Morphew tonight. So you'll just have to remember that name and wait for it. But I'm going to go ahead and bring on the panel here. Let's see if everybody's right. It's Brad. I don't know where Brad is. Is he somewhere? And so I got the lovely ladies on here. So there's Brad. Brad's there's Brad. Let's see if I can still move people around. There we go. That's good.
Hey guys. Hi, Lucy.
How's everybody
you're
doing?
feeling like on a couch or something, man.
Yeah, it's like 90 degrees in my apartment right now, so it's like 95 probably in where I usually film.
Yeah,
that's not happening. So
I understand. We don't have central air conditioning anymore. It died.
Yeah,
it's decentralized. So, it is hot out.
You're making a face. Please comment on the face.
So, is there no air conditioning in your apartment?
No, I have 2 window units in, and it's like just insanely hot outside.
It's just blowing the hot air around.
So it's
struggling to keep up, I bet.
I thought about going down in the basement. I get you.
It's It's very, very hot out right now, but it just went like last Wednesday it was spring, and then Saturday it turned into summer all of a sudden. It's just like they flipped the switch on, and it made the heat.
Brad, do you have a cool beverage? Do you have a cold pop?
I do. And I probably like need a koozie,
Because it's going to be warm.
Because that's
segment.
that's the first time. That's how hot it is here. Is a koozie would be welcome. There's got to be one around here.
So how's everybody doing? I guess when Jay Pesh is talking about farmers, he's definitely talking about Lucy and her farming expedition. And you did sent me. Lucy sent a funny video to me about a bird bath. So I'm like, okay, what is this? So I'm going to put this in the comments. If you want to see something funny, this is what's this? Tell us a little bit about this, Lucy.
I don't remember what I sent you. I'll have to go back and look.
A guy gets a free sink and then fixes it into a bird washing thing.
Man, this is great.
He
calls himself like Dirty Dave or something.
A Dirty Cheap Dave or something like this.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Exactly.
Tiffany, your reaction was the best. All right, thank you.
So anyway, I got it.
You guys make a big deal out of it, but I was like in my head thinking if anyone was going to call me out on it, it was going to be Tiffany. Yeah, I got like a little thing of ice water here next to me. I'm going to be like I feel like a Southern lawyer about to take on a big case.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You're gonna do. So Lucy, I assume you sent that because I've had a little issues with birds.
I needed
birds this week. So we had a bird. We've had a bird in my dryer vent for the last 2.5 days.
Oh, that sucks.
And I got him out. I rescued him today. It was very heroic.
What if you turned the dryer on? What would that have done?
I turned it on. I turned it on. It just made him. I turned it on.
They just go away and come back.
It didn't go. It couldn't get out. It was in there. It flapped around in the little. I got my dryer vents in the wall. And it couldn't get in the tube, but it's one of those fancy. I got fancy stuff. We're posh over here in Marcel. Posh.
That's why your taxes are so damn high.
Yeah, they've assessed my house like it's a castle. But
they really do.
Oh, and by the way, thanks for mentioning that, Tiffany. We still haven't gotten our check back for the money that they owe me. So
of course,
it's tragic. It's tragic. So anyway, I take the tube off and I let it. I can see him sticking his little nose out there, and finally out he comes. And then I trapped him, and then I took him outside, and then my cat almost ate him. Let's say. So then yesterday I go to the job. And I see this little baby bird just on the sidewalk. I think I'd like poke him. I'm like, oh, he's dead. No, he's alive. So, Lisa, I don't want to send this picture to Lisa. I don't want to tell Lisa about this bird. She'll want me to bring it home, and then we'll have to save it.
Yeah. Yep.
So I put it over on the side out of the sun. I put it out of the side. Don't call Lisa. Don't call Lisa. About an hour later, I took a picture. I said, hey, I got this little bird. And she goes, bring it home. Bring it home. So I brought the thing home. She starts going to work, feeding it. It's doing good. It's all that, but she's taking it to the bird sanctuary rescuer. So we're good. And I think
won't he just fly away?
Oh, it's a little bitty. It's not even have fur. It's just little bitty, like a raisin looking thing. It's teeny. It's just
like a raisin.
Yeah, it's like a raisin with wings.
Are you sure it's not a bat?
It wasn't a bat. I think it was a sparrow.
It's got a beak. Yeah, I saw the picture. It's got a beak.
All you listeners out there, I want to tell you this because it's a little known fact that you cannot raise any other birds but like a sparrow. It's illegal to do that. A robin or whatever, for some reason. Now, Lucy, you love this. This is the government. They don't want you saving a bird. That might be too much. And of course, Lisa does watch the eagles out at Big Bear Lake when they, this year they had 3 babies. One died, but 2 they did. And the last year they didn't have any. They had eggs and nothing happened. So anyway, she loves the birds. So it's been bird week here at our house. And of course, we got a canary. Stanley Woodstock sings every day, sings like a canary. It's great. So anyway, that's my birds. So, and then you send me this thing about the fancy free bird bath. The guy that's hilarious.
Are you going to show the video?
I put it in the thing. You could show it yourself. I got too many clips to deal with. If you can get me a producer, then I could tell the producer, play that video.
If you quit scaring the producers away.
But I'm the producer. Oh yeah, on Witty's show, I fell asleep at the end. That's like.
Is this our ad for a producer? Hello.
Yeah, if you want to be a producer,
you guys
of this
want
show,
to be a producer.
it's so much easier if I don't have to do this. It's like, okay.
No,
But
no.
anyway, speaking of, okay, Brad, since you do the talking points, I'll give you the first. I don't see our guest yet. I'll give you the first. We have Donald
John,
Trump.
Can I
John, are
comment?
you growing
Well,
your hair
wanna-
out?
I did my, oops, I did it the wrong way because, now you got me all messed up. You had to say something. Where's the makeup? I was trying to do hold on. That's not right. There we go. That's better. I'm trying to do my, not my politician hair, but my, like CNN newscaster look.
That your Steve Martin look?
Steve Martin look. I'm a wild and crazy guy, So what, Tiffany, you got me all out of whack here. Oh, I was going to ask Brad, which one you want to do first? You want to do Trump saying the F-bomb, or you want to do Trump talking about Iran?
Let's do the Trump with Iran because that just leads into the other thing. I did want to comment though, when Jay Pesh comes on, like, I want to talk about how nerdy it was that I spelled it out on the talking points. I spelled out Jay like Jay, and then I was like, I was trying to look for him, and I couldn't find him because I kept spelling it that way. And so, yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, so he's Jay Pesh, JPESH 13 on, and
that
then
makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, and he's on there. He's giving out relationship advice, and he just he's funny, but obviously he's late because he did send me a text message here. It's
New York. There's traffic,
Yeah,
there's always traffic in New York.
So this is the one, and you did when I saw this one, Brad. I thought it was awkward when Trump gives this big speech about Iran, and then he talks about it being he thanks God, like it was like, wow, what, this is really hard for him. It wasn't natural.
No. Oh, the speech. Oh, when he had like the three guys behind him.
Yeah. He had Rubio.
Like, what was that?
Tiffany.
Like, I don't know why.
Well,
I don't know why they brought them out.
Let's play it and see what happens here. Let me see if I can get
it.
Let's get it going here.
And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
So,
did you see Vance's eyes while he was talking?
No, I was busy trying to push the right button.
I couldn't pinpoint when he began squinting like that, though. I felt it was very because they all nodded when he was talking about, the generals in the job they did.
Do you think they caught him off guard? You think
Vance
that
was just like his face is?
I don't know what to think on all this.
It just seems so. It just seemed very awkward. It's like it's almost like he's learning how to be humble, or so he's learning that he's not the king or the god or whatever.
But he followed that up with this morning.
Oh yeah, that dropping an F-bomb. I mean, that was
he was pretty mad about it. Which
I think
honestly, I gotta say, yeah, man.
Maybe he was trying to talk to all the millennials. Maybe he's trying to talk to all you millennials. You know how you like to drop the F-bomb.
Maybe he was trying to use clear, concise language that everybody could understand.
that was. But think about it.
Is there a translation for that in?
I think that in every language
Arabic,
it translates the same.
So.
Yeah.
So, I think that you all have been. Tiffany, you've been around for a pretty long time, not as long as me. But I remember, when the hostages, I was 17 years old, maybe, something like that. Yeah.
Wasn't that all set up though too? With
I was
until
7.
Reagan got in.
It was 78, 79, because Carter was president. And then I really think that Reagan was going to bomb the crap out of him, but they released did you notice they released the hostages the day that Reagan was inaugurated, sort of deal. So I don't know. It just seemed weird, but you look at,
you don't think, why was that done?
I was 18. I couldn't pay attention.
Well, I might put on a tinfoil hat now and think about it, but Trump just went to the Middle East, a couple months ago, right? He did his whole tour. He got a plane somehow.
A free plane. You'd have to be stupid not to take a
I
free
got one
plane,
from
man.
Qatar, didn't he?
Yeah,
Well,
Qatar.
so he visited a lot of countries, and I think, I don't know. Part of me thinks that, again, I don't know, but I feel he tried to appeal to everybody's like greed and say, hey, you know, there's a lot of money in whatever we're about to
He
do.
tried to appeal to everyone's common interest.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
making the rich richer.
populist. He wants to be a
Is what he's
populist.
going to be doing.
So I got a
And
question.
again, capitalism. Awesome.
Yeah, I got a
We're all
question
in
for
it
you.
For the ride. So
I got a question for you. It seems like, you know, they bomb Iran on Saturday. They don't tell a lot of people. There's no leaks. There's no anything. I think that's, you know, why they probably had it close to the vest.
Yeah, Headset didn't have it in a group chat.
Yeah, they did have it on the Tinder or whatever they had before. But you see people coming out like 10 minutes. The bombs aren't even, smoke hadn't cleared from them, and you see people already coming out saying we're in World War III. This is awful. This is terrible. What has happened to? Let's see what happens and then make a comment. I mean, really, I don't know what has happened to that. It's
well,
like,
but John, then you got on the same page around at that same time. Well, he needs a Nobel Peace Prize after he drops bomb, and so
yeah. I don't know. Well, didn't Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize for something, inventing a light bulb or something? I can't remember. But
you know what? Maybe Trump does deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
Tiffany, don't
He
make Brad.
has delivered peace in the Middle East. I mean,
I'm telling you, but
yeah, lasting peace in the middle. Like
what elementary school child has not wished for peace in the world? And Donald Trump has given us peace in the Middle East.
I think he's going to convince them
him.
that there are common enemies and they're going to like join forces or something. I don't think Trump cares about rewriting anything. I think he only cares about making money, and that's it.
I don't know if he cares.
He's not rewriting anything. He is.
I don't think he. I think he
No,
cares
I
about his ego.
Yeah, I
more
don't
than
think.
anything.
But I don't think he cares about traditions outside of like the fact that they can get him what he wants when it wants or when he wants it to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he really cares about the money more than his ego and reputation. We lost Lucy again. She got a nice background though. So
it is.
Does it matter what his motivations are if he has delivered peace in the Middle East?
Tiffany, you just want Brad's head to explode.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be a lasting peace.
You know? I mean, it's been what, 24 hours, 36 hours.
Yeah,
and they kept firing at the beginning. Like, I don't know.
Well, he told you why, because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't know what. They don't
know how to be peaceful.
So
can't we just bask in this and just enjoy the glow?
Back to my point. That was 46 years ago, 46 years ago. Is that right? 46 years ago. We've been dealing with these people ever since. And
these people?
Yeah, these Iranian people that are whatever, you know.
But that's it. I feel like I was raised in the 80s when it was, you know, we were still battling the Soviet Union, and then I didn't learn later until about.
Is this true or false? Pakistan nominated Trust for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
Yay.
Is that true?
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think I saw it was withdrawn from one of the countries or something, but it was thrown out there again. So yeah.
Wasn't that also Obama's path to the Nobel Peace Prize? He bombed a whole bunch of brown people.
I made a little tamer that he invented that he changed to the LED light bulb. To me personally, that's the best thing Obama did was get rid of the incandescent bulb and go to the LEDs. When I heard that,
LEDs are so bad for your health.
Well, I mean,
oh my God, I have such problems with LEDs right now.
Why are they bad for our health?
The flicker rate. There's a flicker that you
can't.
That's
detect. What's the matter with me?
Yeah, so it gives a lot of people migraines and seizures.
Oh.
Ooh. Now I can use that as an excuse of what's wrong with me. That's
just put it at the bottom of the list.
Man, those things are so cheap. They run.
I'm gonna go turn off a light. So.
You got him, Tiffany. It just took Lucy to one more comment about Trump winning the Nobel Peace Prize, and he's jumping out the window.
It'll probably bring the temperature down too.
Yeah, it's hot, but I don't know. It it's weird. He gives them 2 weeks and bombs them in 2 days. Is that sort of how that went? So, Brad, in the talking points, Lucy, we did see on their libertarian response to the bombing. I didn't get the clip done, but give us the libertarian version of that.
We strongly condemn unilateral acts of war. It seems extra constitutional. It certainly does not seem like something that's in the Constitution, and therefore should be roundly condemned. I mean, any act of aggression, which, and from a libertarian viewpoint, and this wasn't in the press release, but this is just a libertarian viewpoint. If the U.S. can have nukes, why can't other countries have nukes? I mean, if you think about it, in the whole history of the world, the modern world, we're the only country that has dropped nuclear bombs on people. So, I mean, shouldn't we be the psychopathic and I say we, shouldn't our leaders be recognized for the psychopathic assholes that they are, and other countries should be making sure we don't have nukes, because we've certainly used them.
Well, yeah, and let me do a point of history here. So, we told Japan we're going to nuke you, and then we did. Now, Iran has said we're going to nuke Israel. So what happens when they get one?
Well, they may just do exactly what the U.S. did, the freest country ever in the history of the modern world. And, we indiscriminately kill people after cutting off their steel and other supplies and embargoed them.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Baited them into Pearl Harbor.
Nippon Steel owns the U.S. Steel now. So, Lucy, what they said after they lost the war? We will not beat them militarily, but we will beat them economically. There you go. They bought our steel companies. So I don't know. Maybe it's all diversion. It's a diversion to make us think about something else, right, Brad?
Other than what? Like, what else was even going on before this happened?
I don't know. I mean, it's like
let's forget about the past.
It's all going to play into my conspiracy theory at the end of the night.
It's the Wag the Dog. What was that movie? Wag the Dog. It's there's all sorts of stuff.
Like,
so if it's
where was this language with Ukraine and Russia?
Yeah, who's talking about that anymore all of a sudden?
Oh, that storyline is so passé.
No, but I mean,
what about ICE?
Where did
we had that in the talking
Trump's anger against Israel and Iran? Like, he was mad, but Ukraine and Russia, they're just like, he's moved on.
I mean,
and he was never that forceful.
And now you got China and Russia saying, "Okay, we'll give them a bomb." Okay, I don't know. They must have some laying around.
I think part of the issue with Iran having nuclear weapons is that how easily it can get into the hands of other countries, other people who aren't keeping their nuclear weapons to the same standard and level of precautions that we do in the United States. It's a whole career field in the Air Force, missiles. So I don't know. I just think that some of it is protecting the world from terrorists who'd love to probably nuke a Super Bowl, shit like that.
Yeah, it's like just the ticket prices would drop if one of those events got nuked. That's for sure.
You think?
Yeah,
and then afterwards, the price of beer would be sky high. I mean,
well, here's and we haven't had any 9/11 we had on our soil. We had Pearl Harbor on our soil. We've had, I think, didn't we have a little war back in 1812 where they shot the White House or something like that? So we haven't had really any. Nobody's flown over. We had a Chinese spy balloon come over, but it didn't drop any bombs.
Yeah, where the Democrats were too afraid to shoot it down. What the?
Whatever happened with that?
Over there with a slingshot.
I don't know what that is. It's just going over our country. You better let it go unimpeded. Did I misspeak?
No, you did.
Again,
just like somebody in the.
You forgot, just like Biden.
No, honestly, do you ever just think about what history books are going to be like?
They're going to be a mess.
I don't even know how to connect these dots anymore. It's just. Yeah.
So, let's see. You want to go ahead and play the F-bomb comment now, Brad?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get to that. I got to do another screen share here since I don't have a producer. Let's see. Which one's that one? Okay, here you go. It's going to come right out of the gate here.
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Well. There you go. That's what do you think?
I saw so many comments of that's what I voted for.
I
saw
voted
a lot
for
of
clear, concise communication. But to his point, how long have they been fighting?
Forever. I mean, forever. I mean, literally, the temple is built on top of the friggin', the Wailing Wall.
You can say that about us too. Like, look at our military. Like, we can like win the world like 80 times over. I feel like, right? Like, don't we have enough nuclear power because of that? I mean, like, we're number one a lot of times over.
Yeah, if you look at the military planes, if you've seen that graphic of how much
Would you
more
rather us be number 3?
No, but do we have to be number one? But no, does the billionaire have to be like that higher up? It's that kind of. Can we just bring it down to
bring what down? Bring the country down,
or bring
but like
rhetoric?
Yeah, dial back the rhetoric.
The fear, like there's like that's where like, what if they do this? What if they do that? It's like, yeah. What if?
Well, Thor makes a good point. You can't win with nuclear weapons because there's nothing left. So if
whoever gets nuked is going to have to show restraint, and I don't know how a country does that when they possess one.
Well, and then if you think about it,
showing a lot of restraint.
But we've never been. No, I mean, like, say a nuclear bomb was dropped on any country that has a nuke, like they would have to respond in. Like, I don't know how to.
Oh yeah.
And to show that kind of restraint. To be like, hey, if we start doing this, it's gonna, it can get out of control.
Yeah, we're gonna end the planet. Like, yeah.
So let's do a little glide through history. So you look at whoever has the most military power, and you look at England when they were at their heyday. They had the best naval. They would come and they would take over a country, and we plant our flag. We're taking over this country because we have a flag and these rifles. And they basically were the Miller. Or you look at the Romans, they were a heck of or the Persians, go way, way back. The Persians or Alexander the Great or Napoleon. It's always the strongest person wins. I mean, I think America is the first one in history that hasn't gone out and tried to conquer other areas. You think about all those other places, they all have gone out and expanded their empire. So we're one of the first ones that really haven't.
We decimated the Native Americans.
Well, after that part.
Okay.
After, we started with 13.
And slavery.
Yeah, the slavery thing. There was a couple bumps in the road. It's okay. It's okay. But
yes.
You know what I'm saying.
And that's part of U.S. history.
And then we bought things. We bought the Louisiana Purchase. We didn't go in and steal it from somebody with a gun. Now that Alamo thing was maybe a little shaky, but Lucy's up there going, fix my history. Please, Lucy, fix it. But we got Alaska. Didn't we buy that from an Eskimo or something? Where we get Alaska?
Russia. Bought it from Russian.
Yeah, Seward's Folly.
Yeah, now, let me ask you a question. How did he even have the right to sell it? I mean, it all belongs to God. And how do they have the right to tax us on what we have bought? I mean, who says who owns what?
Exactly.
Well, they have guns, Lucy. They have guns. That's what they, we got to pay for the guns and things. But yeah, I mean, who really does own it? I mean, it's like, what? They have all these oil leases. Isn't that our oil? What are they? Shouldn't we get some pay? Shouldn't we get paid for the oil leases? But the government acts like it's their oil leases that they give out, right?
Congress is currently trying to sell federal land. Federal land is held in trust for the American people. So it's our land, but they can sell it to their private companies. How's that?
This land is your land.
And this land is my land.
Like we're like walking right into Wall-E,
Oh, right. Yeah.
And it's just like it's just happening.
Especially the fat people on the ship in the little
Yeah.
scooters.
I mean, if
That's
they
so
existed right now,
so
we would all,
America.
you know.
Okay, so I still don't see our guest. I don't
Okay,
know.
Wayne Harmon had a good little post. It's not the strongest, but the one with the most will to win. Any questions? Wear the uniform.
Hey,
Yeah.
John, since our guest is from New York, right?
Yeah.
He
Well,
probably he probably figures that we are, since we're flyover country close to Chicago, he might have mistakenly thought that we were Central Time. So
no,
he
he
might be
didn't.
thinking
He
it's 10
knows.
o'clock.
He sent me a message at 8:57,
Oh, okay.
running a little late. Sorry. So I guess that means
Oh.
34 minutes is.
New York late's different than Indiana late,
Yeah, well, it's no respect. You're not showing us no respect here. What's up with that? So I'm going to send him a
His
text.
accent was pretty hilarious. Like, I mean, the video that you shared was.
He's like, chop cheese. Come on, I don't want no troubles. I'm going to have to chop cheese. So
yeah.
But, well, let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it here or not. Let's see. Yeah, I got it. Let me play it just because if you didn't catch the thing, here we go. That's not it. That's the autism one. I had it on. I don't have it. Sorry. I could play so we did have the autism picnic this Saturday.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
Yeah, Tiffany, you helped with that. You were able to set it up and donate a little bit of money. Well, I'll play the clip then. You can see the clip. Here we go. We'll play the clip.
Going on a picnic. Whoa. Going on a picnic. Whoa. Going on a picnic with you. With me. With you. And I got my friends and everybody is going to go to stay. And then they're gonna go away. Going on a picnic.
I love the music.
It's just like I'm pretty good on that TikTok for a boomer. I'm telling you. But so that, and I did the masonry work on that place up there. So it was.
Oh, it's so
special.
beautiful up there. Good job.
I know I could, after I did that thing, I could not get that song out of my head. It's like, but you should have seen us trying to fly that kite. So it was, I wish you could have been there. It was very fun. And they get it together for, it's a little chaotic, but we get it together. We're going rock climbing next month. You should come. But anyway, so, I mean, I still don't see the J Pesh. Let's see if he answers.
Well, I have a question because, like, in the comments with the nuclear weapons, Thor said you can't win with nuclear weapons. Tommy Ice, mutual assured destruction, and Tiffany and I basically said the same thing. So, like, why do we need even one? Why don't we all find a new way to use that energy to, like, do something else?
We could just have dance offs, like national dance offs.
So
no, but the amount of energy that's used,
go on our picnic,
like for those explosions and whatnot. Like, I mean, can't we transfer that to something else that could be useful for,
No, I think the bombs.
Or is that too much up high in the sky? Kind of like,
That's like rose-colored glasses, fairies, and uniforms.
That's like the fucking third time I've heard that this month. I'm sorry.
What do you think? Trump all of a sudden?
Word.
Listen,
you got to watch the millennials. They got
I'm a fan of. It was surprising to be like a fan of the president at any point in time. But I don't know why. I could watch that clip and it's like I feel like it was like I felt patriotic when he said it. And I don't know why. Like it was. I'm like, yeah.
You felt it in your heart. You felt it.
You could tell he was. You could tell he was frustrated.
Like
you could tell he was.
Everybody needs to calm down. Like,
yeah, that's like what you want to tell people, Brad. That's like what you want to tell people who work for you when they're shelving books in the wrong place. Like they just don't know what to do.
Yeah, where's your Dewey effing decimal system now?
Same but different. Same but different.
Yeah, basically.
Same but well.
It's really when they push all the books in. It's God.
That
really annoys me.
Is that an act of aggression?
Tiffany, we got something to do now. We got something to do. We're going to go all down the.
It is, man. I would. Oh God.
We're going to take the Greyhound to Muncie
and push all the books in. It's going to be Brad's head explosion, and then we'll leave a big banner. We'll leave a big banner by the front desk. Trump wins Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh,
Do you want us to
Oh
do
my God.
fiction or nonfiction? Which would be less painful?
Which one?
Fiction.
We'll
we're
do
gonna go in the porn section that they got roped off and push all those in there.
Yeah.
That is so
Well,
funny.
What do you mean roped off, John? We have that front and center.
Oh, it's like the
Everybody to see,
wait,
first
right?
thing everybody gets a pamphlet when they come in.
So,
So Lucy, I
Brad,
see Lucy's up here just going.
I have a question about the library, though. Real fast. Brad, did you see that Trump fired the head librarian at the Library of Congress? I mean, what do your people say about that?
Oh, we
Your
thought it was
people.
ridiculous because who was that? Caroline Levitt was talking about how she was promoting DEI by purchasing books that promoted that kind of culture or whatever, and it's like the Library of Congress purchases every book. Like I don't know what she's trying to get at on that, and it's not for checkout for little kids either. Like little kids can't check out books at the Library of Congress.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just swarming with daycare there. I would.
Yeah, it
So,
was just ridiculous and not at any kind of part like bipartisan or like there was no reason for her to be fired.
are y'all going to rise up?
Right.
Oh, like no, like there's been injunctions on that. It's like it's just been exhausting. Like that's what
It's exhausting.
he's been doing is just suing everything, and then
you can't keep up. You can't keep
yeah,
up with it all.
and it is one thing after another.
Yeah, I mean, it just
And this was before ICE. This was before everything else. The Minnesota shoot. Like there's so much stuff that has been happening that it is hard to just absorb any of it.
think about the last 4 years we've had where it just seemed like, I mean, you couldn't get much of an opposite spectrum here on, and a lot of people love the fact that the government doesn't do anything. Lucy, I imagine you're one of those persons that said, hey, the less those clowns do, the better off we are. There is a lot of people that love the stalemate. They love it when it's, tied up in the Senate and, they can't get anything done because they always make these extra rules. I think when people get elected, the first thing they think of, I got to make a law. I think somebody should start running and say, I'm going to fix a law instead of I'm going to make a new one because we have.
I'm going to delete a law for every new one they want to pass. They got to delete two. That's the only way to get ahead.
One in, one out.
One in, one out. Yeah, it's like garbage in, garbage out. Isn't that accounting? Or no, it's first in, first out. I don't know. But anyway, so you ready to shift gears to the Barry Morphy because it doesn't look like our Jay Pesh is standing us up. It's no wonder the Knicks lost.
You got Jay Fish. You got Jay Pesh fish.
He's fishing for this. So let's go to the next. Let's just go ahead.
Posted faster than a Tinder date.
Oh yeah, he swiped left on us. So he did get a blue. He did get a blue mouthwash shirt. So I don't know. I think he got the blue.
Gave up the shirt that fast.
Well, yeah. I mean, he came to the thing.
Shirt.
You didn't make him earn it.
Well, he was. He lied to me. He said he was going to be on here. So
you just can't give a shirt to everybody.
I'm sorry. I thought it was the right thing.
He lied to you. He got the shirt and then he lied to you.
Yeah, nice. Not
Tiffany. Is your goblet getting progressively bigger? Or...
The goblet?
Okay.
No.
I thought it was like a tinier glass at first, and then it's just.
Okay, so we need to make a road trip. Charlie Kirk's going to be coming to Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Brad said he'd drive. He'd drive his.
Oh hell yeah! Okay.
On Monday the 30th. Is the library closed on Monday?
I'm in a golf tournament.
No.
You play golf, Tiffany?
Is that racist?
No, I just was saying. I didn't know. I mean, it was. Yeah.
Tiffany, you get manicures, so.
Yeah. You drink.
I think that's a valid enough reason.
So I think playing golf and pressure washing are two things that men have really just owned, and women let them run with it. But women do not often understand how enjoyable both golf and pressure washing are.
Yeah,
so if your husband is ever outside pressure washing, he's having the time of his life. He's not hot because the spray back is keeping him cool. He's just having fun, just feeling the machine. I mean, pressure washing is it's rewarding.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like I got 2 pressure washers. They're serious, but I get to wash bricks, and that's not that much fun.
Yeah,
So
it is. They start dirty and then they get clean. And then like
Yeah.
playing golf is amazing because you're like outside all day drinking beer.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. You picked both of them. That's good. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and play the Barry Morphew clip, and then we'll talk about it after. So, let's see here. Oh, I got it. Let's see. I'm
Tommy
getting
said
pretty good
why
at
she
this.
got fired. She was letting people use artifacts like playing Madison's flute.
Who's this?
The librarian.
Oh my God! When Lizzo did that, you're trying to bring up Lizzo playing the flute.
That's what Tommy said. I didn't bring it up. Blame Tommy.
Yeah, but like even like the amount of publicity that brought to the Library of Congress and like people visiting it because of it.
Because of Lizzo?
Yeah, like at the time, that was a big thing. I remember that because she played it at one of her shows. Yeah, there's video of it. You guys would all hate it.
Why would we hate it? Because she's playing Madison's flute?
No, I think it's well, she's in Lizzo attire, on stage. So
well, apparently it made it through one administration, but not the other.
Whitty would hate it. Yeah.
Whitty would hate it. He would say some
Yes.
things. Okay, let's play the
Thrasher. Yes.
Let's go ahead and play the Barry Morphew things. Catch everybody up on that. So here you go. Let's see. Oh, come on, please don't do this to me.
Ooh, clearly Canadian. Absolutely delicious.
It's giving me an
Oh,
advertisement.
the raspberry ones. Yeah.
I used to drink.
I haven't had one of those in forever.
Or new 6-pack cans in the water aisle.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
expensive.
5 years after Suzanne Morphew disappeared, there is another major twist in this case. Her husband, Barry Morphew, is once again facing charges for her murder. The case has taken all sorts of turns since Suzanne disappeared on Mother's Day back in 2020.
Today, prosecutors announced new charges against him and said he's in custody in Arizona. 9 News reporter Spencer Soysher joins us now with more. Hey, Spencer.
Yeah, grand jury returned an indictment for first-degree murder in connection to his wife's death. Barry Morphew has denied any involvement in her death. Since she disappeared, her case has received national attention. Investigators have said Suzanne went for a bike ride and never returned home on Mother's Day in 2020. The last known picture showing her alive was taken the day before and sent to a man in Michigan she was said to be having an affair with. Search crews eventually found her bike and questioned Barry. He said he had just returned from a work trip in Broomfield. He asked if an animal could have killed her. Her body remained missing for years as the criminal case unfolded. Nearly a year after Suzanne went missing, Barry was arrested for the first time. He was about to stand trial for her murder when prosecutors suddenly dropped the charges against him days before the trial in April 2022. Fast forward to October 2023 now. Investigators said they found a body in a shallow grave in Saguache County that was Suzanne's. And now today, a new indictment points to her autopsy and cell phone data. Her autopsy listed a mix of chemicals known as BAM as the cause of death. Those chemicals are highly regulated. The indictment says Barry Morphew was the only private citizen living in Colorado with access to it. Records show no other people or businesses besides Colorado Parks and Wildlife and the Bureau of Land Management had bought BAM. Throughout this back and forth, from charges being filed to being dropped, Morphew has maintained his innocence. His daughters also stood by his side during the first case. They spoke to ABC shortly after prosecutors dropped charges the first time.
We just know our dad better than anyone else. And we know he was not involved in our mom's disappearance.
I just love my girls. And I love my wife. And I just want her to be found.
Barry is being held on a $3 million bond. We expect to learn more about the charges in a press conference tonight. That begins at 6 o'clock. We have a crew headed there now, and we'll bring you updates on air and online on 9 News Plus.
All right. So, and since then, he was arrested in Arizona. He's waived extradition hearing, so he's going back to Colorado. So, Brad, he's from Alexandria, and Suzanne. What was the name of the root beer stand that the Morphews owned? It was
B&K.
No, it was something else. You're supposed to know these things. I should remember it.
The only other one is
now you're gonna have to make me
Doherty's.
Google it.
Yeah, it was Doherty's.
Anyway,
Doherty's or B&K. Yeah.
They had maybe it's the B&K one. they had a root beer stand there. The Morphew or the Suzanne, and she was married Morphew, and her and her maiden name was I can't remember it. So anyway, it's a very complicated case, and you saw some of the masks on there. So this was the height of COVID sort of deal. And I went on this, so the Andy, the brother, he had a search party, and I went out for that. And I actually saw where this bike was found, and this place is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it is. So we searched for some days, and we didn't find anything. But, he had said that, a mountain lion ate her. Oh, she went on a bike ride, but she never did ride from the house. She always put her bike on the car and took it somewhere. There's just nothing really added up, but we could not find her. So then when they found her, they found this animal tranquilizer in her bones. And he's the only guy that can get this. I mean, it does not look good. And then you saw the interview with his daughters there that were,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's just tragic. So she's from Alexandria. So how I got involved in this thing was we were working up in Whitestown on a job, masonry job, and he was a landscaper on it. Now, I'd worked for this company since 1982. I actually worked at this company when it was Skinner and Broadbent and then S&B. I'd done several masonry jobs over the years. This was this guy's first job. He comes on the job the very first day, wants to dump a big truckload of mulch in front of our blocks, in front of our block supply. I asked him not to, and he was just a real jerk. And then later, we're at the end of the job. We're taking our scaffold down, and he comes and assaults me twice. We get, I sort of put him in a transport hold, choked him out sort of deal. And then he went from going to tear me apart to basically sobbing and, the victim in like 3 seconds. So he calls the Whitestown police. They come down, they write up their little report. Everybody goes away, nothing happens. That was in 2017. 2018, I start running for the mayor, and mysteriously I get charges from the state about this tumultuous activity that was a B misdemeanor, which they drug out all the way up to the day before the slating and then dismissed. So otherwise, we wouldn't have had any record probably or of this assault and what had happened if I wouldn't have run for mayor. And as this all went there, so all this sort of comes together like a sort of a weird thing. So I very well could be a character witness for the, for
That's
this.
crazy, John. Like,
I know
It's really crazy.
It's crazy. So Dateline has interviewed me when I was out on the search. They interviewed me. 2020 came to my house and interviewed me. And you know how it's like making 12-year-old whiskey. They put it in the barrel, so they get all this information. And then if it ever comes to trial and then it has a conclusion, they put it all together. So what's the guy on 2020, the old guy that dude is? He looks older in person than he does on TV. That, the one guy looks like a mannequin head. He's the one that interviewed me out there. And then the Colorado FBI interviewed me because they thought maybe I think they were like looking at me more than anything else. It was like, okay, maybe you're one of the guys that did this because to get back at bear. I'm like, come on, I don't got time for this garbage. So anyway,
you got ADHD so bad you'd still have the body with you. Like I forgot to get rid of it.
I talk too much. I would give myself away.
Right.
It's just like they don't have me.
Sure,
You got me. I did it. Oh. So, but and they interviewed my foreman because he sort of assaulted. He threw my foreman's tools out in the road, and it was just a hot mess. So, and until I really thought, well, I think the day I remember driving out of the parking lot that day, and I can remember clear as day. Boy, I wouldn't want to be that dude's wife, because I was just thinking if he's that mean on the job, he's going to go home and tear somebody up. Mm-hmm. But it was definitely disturbing on that. And then, that Mother's Day, I didn't find out for like a week after that Mother's Day in 2020. And I see this, how you pull up your browser and it shows you these stories. And that story says, Indiana woman goes missing in Colorado on her bike ride on Mother's Day. And I look at it, I'm like, please don't be that guy. And the first line, I'm like, so
why did you say don't be that guy? What made you think that?
Because I was just thinking because he would just seem psychotic. He just seemed very bipolar. 1 minute So Tiffany, this is how I really got started on this. So on Facebook, I saw that, and I took the link and I put, this is the guy that assaulted me on the job site. I saw evil in his eyes. I mean, he looked like, how you see red in somebody's eyes, when he was looking at me, I thought, man, this guy's gonna kill me. And, and he just like,
maybe he was
pushed
actually
me.
possessed.
Yeah. And then he pushed me. I said, we're not doing this. I tried to find the superintendent. I went into the PetSmart up there and I couldn't find him. They were stocking it out. And then I started thinking, okay, I'm leaving this guy out with my guys. I'm just going to go help him get our scaffold. Get the heck out of here. So I'm taking down the last scaffold. He pushes me down, and that was it. That's when I was like, brr. So, and then he just turned. I mean, it just was like a light switch was turned off. And it's like he kept telling him, he's going to jail. That guy's going to jail. Like he was going to get me. It's like, dude, I didn't do a darn thing to you. If you just would have waited 3 more minutes, we'd have been gone. So that was what was just sort of strange. And, and ironically, he's out there in Maysville, Colorado, which is about an hour from Colorado Springs. And that's where I have my master's degree from psychology, Colorado Springs online. So it's like the whole thing's all weird. It's just all weird how this thing goes. But anyway, I thought we'd talk about it. So, it's like you just you see this stuff on TV and you wonder who gets wrapped up in this kind of crap. Well,
you do.
Yeah, that's apparently. So anyway, that and I know that. So I thought this would be interesting because Jay Pesh, who's obviously not going to be on here tonight, he was talking about the Karen Reed story, and
is that the I hadn't been but that's a one where like somebody fell down outside and then they were dead in the snow for like a long time
and they died and then they got her for drunken drive. I don't know what happened. It seemed like it
was so complicated at the beginning that I just didn't care.
But there is a huge, we have on the Chateau de Marseille's network, we have the forensic foreplay where we go into cases and, Dee Dee Merritt, she's like, there's so many people that follow these things. So on Friday, my phone was blowing up with either Facebook messages or text or whatever. So what's that you got there? You're muted, Tiffany. You're muted.
Sorry, Cuomo's in the second position behind Zoran Mamdani.
Oh yeah, they had an election today.
Yeah, well, all the votes aren't in, but Mamdani is winning, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing.
Well, this is just the Democrats, though, right? Like,
yeah.
Who the hell is even the Republican candidate?
So, who is this? The guy that's winning
he's a Democratic socialist. I guess.
Really?
33 years old. Yeah. He wants to make the bus free and freeze rents where he can, stuff like that.
I can't wait for, I don't know.
Brad, you don't seem like you're too thrilled with that.
No, I'm here for the reactions on that one.
I'm here for it's like, I ran for mayor. I tried to run for mayor of Indianapolis in 2019. I would have probably thought, but you couldn't give me that job right now.
But that's it. I think so many of us want the government out of our lives, little by little. And I feel like we could do like a little bit by a little bit and take little chunks out as people if we all banded together. That's what I love about coming on the show with you guys. But I don't think it'll ever happen when we have titles like Democratic Socialist or MAGA or really any of it. It's all, we're all just dividing ourselves and then losing.
Yeah, we're all losing. Well, Lucy wants you to get on the libertarian train. That's the best way to go. Even the libertarians can't get all on the same page. It's like, what's that? What is the politician?
So what would be a fringe? What are the libertarians and the fringes like? Where are they?
Disenfranchised leftist Democrats join the libertarians because they've been disgusted by the Democrats, so they think that they can hop on our train. Same thing, far right folks jump on the libertarian train because they think we got commonality. So I'm kind of a middle of the road libertarian. I'm like, look, we're headed to California. Hope to make it to LA. So if you want to ride with us all the way to Kansas City, then you want to get off the train, that's cool. Anytime we can help you get more freedom, that's cool. I'm going all the way for freedom.
Yeah, and I think they're pretty much split down the middle on abortion. Some say yes, some say no.
Pretty much.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
was
like,
talking with one of my friends who's Catholic about that today and sharing with her the, to me, absolutely crazy, insane pro-abortion side of the libertarians who view property rights of the woman's body like you own your body. And
Yeah,
then
don't laugh at
you have this tenant. You have this tenant that you need to evict from your body. And so they see abortion as more of like an eviction process. And I'm like, I'm a landlord, had properties for 25 years, and not once did the state ever write into the laws that if I had a tenant in my property that I didn't like or wasn't paying, that I could just go in and murder him, cut him up into pieces, and sell him as medical waste.
well, Jeffrey Dahmer did it, so and we'll see how that turned out. That wasn't good. But yeah, I mean that's I saw somebody on TikTok. I don't want to get into a big abortion comment though, but her premise was that what health care don't we let men get? And I'm like, okay, I see what she was trying to say, that abortion is health care, and
Men
why
don't
do
get
we
pap smears?
Well, no, I'm talking about that that the government, that you can't get, like, basically the only thing is an abortion, because, we guys can't get pregnant unless Brad wants to weigh in on that. But
Abortion isn't health care.
No, but can we get
that's
like
the thing? It's like what?
I mean, like, wait.
Is a nose job health care?
Yeah, but it's like my thing was like, well, men haven't had an abortion, so how do
It's an
you?
elective procedure.
Yeah. So anyway,
My thing is, it's a personal choice, and like, unless anybody's in that situation, I don't know how you can judge it and make a law on it.
And I think we can handle it like HIPAA. I mean, HIPAA laws. I mean, you can readily find how many abortions have been done in Indiana. They report all that stuff. And it's like, wait a second. I thought if I have a bad kidney and I don't want anybody to know about it, I don't think that anybody's going to tell anybody about it. So
You need two identifiers the way that they stratify the abortion data, it's not anything that you could identify anybody from. It's more like demographics.
Right. Yeah. So, for example, they had 1,700 abortions before the law, and then the law that it went down to 27. So for people to say it was a total ban on abortions would be wrong. But does that mean that those other 1,000 whatever people went to Illinois or Ohio or whatever? It's like when we were in college, we'd go to Miami of Ohio to get the 3-2 beer, because you could buy that when you're 18, but you couldn't buy it here. Now those days are long gone because we screwed it up being stupid. But that's sort of the or you go to Michigan to get some weed, right, Brad?
Definitely.
But
now I got to pay friggin' tolls. How's up with that?
Yeah, that we don't own anymore.
You got cameras like installed, just ready to go.
So, Brad, next time you go up there and just be smoking a big old J going through the thing when they're taking your picture and wave at them, make sure you use somebody else.
Crazy if you're
OWI is real. Don't do that. Operating while here.
Yeah, that was just for entertainment purposes.
There's
only.
billboards that tell me not to. Don't worry. There's not billboards anymore that tell me where I can buy it, because that's illegal now. Well, no, in a week it'll be illegal.
In the state of Indiana.
Yeah, but I wanted to know, do you guys think that if the weed stores wanted to like rent an airplane that had like a little banner behind it and just flew it along I-69, would that be okay?
Does that count? I don't know.
Because I think it's specific to billboards. And I just want to make sure, because along 8094,
advertise.
Those things are sort of expensive. Those signs are expensive.
We have weird billboards in Indiana anyways. I don't know why we're trying to make laws about them.
Yeah, we do have. And I'll tell you one thing, I want to ask Lucy, we're going to wind it up here, but I want to ask Lucy about her zoning and stuff. So down in Morgan County, the president of the zoning board, they decided they were going to get rid of all the rules or whatever. And people went out and planted billboards like it was their job. Because they had no ordinance, just because, we're just going to get rid of it. Well, they didn't replace it till the next meeting. So they had a 1 month to just go out and go crazy.
I missed this libertarian purge.
Yes,
it
was.
Goodness.
This was this was last century. This was last century.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang, I missed my opportunity.
Yeah, it was 90 in the mid 90s, I think. So it just was, that was back when the Good Old Boys Network was really doing well. It was like, so, you know, they just were putting signed billboards up just as fast as they could get the pole up there. They didn't even have the sign on there, but as long as they had it planted before that next meeting. And I'm telling you what, that president caught some holy, you know, let's put it this way, they weren't president after that. But, and then also I was down there at a zoning meeting when the Morgan County voted down the 1 cent tax on this stadium we have here. And we're up in this upper room sort of thing, not like the Last Supper or anything. And then they had the council meeting down there and we hear all this cheering. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I go, what's that for? Oh, they just voted down the 1 cent tax. I said, oh, good. Because that was almost 20 years ago. Crazy. So anyway.
Well, I wanted to bring up too, like, do you guys remember the Bartholomew County auditor, or not auditor, but the township trustee that he apparently spent like almost like $2 million, I think, on the credit card of the township
on scratch off lottery tickets.
Well, it was to go to a conference about homelessness in Australia.
That's awesome.
Only there was no conference in Australia. However, he did take his family to Australia.
He bought a kangaroo.
He went to Zurich. These are all receipts, and I mean the report was so nicely laid out. Oh, it was like whoever did it, they should get a raise.
Where in the world is Carmen, the township trustee with the unlimited credit card?
Yes, and so I think with as much as people were talking about property taxes, I don't know why there's not way more outrage about, you know, where do our taxes go and how that's spread out and who are the stewards of the money. And if that's happening in Bartholomew County, like, why did it happen? Like, they apparently didn't miss it. You know, that's the thing that gets me.
Yeah, they just have to catch him in a clerk. Well, and that's our trustee here in Wayne Township was criminal. I mean, he ended up getting indicted had to pay $38,000 back to some fireman's fund and then resign and blah, blah, blah. But
that's the good thing about small towns, though, you know, or tiny cities, maybe.
You can cheat and not get caught.
No, I'm kidding. I wanted to see if Lucy was going to like yell at me and tell me, Brad, if you start talking about tiny cities, is that the right word? Tiny cities?
Smart cities.
Smart cities.
That's the one.
Tiny cities. That's
okay,
good.
sorry.
Yeah,
so hold on.
I
got this one. Tiffany, the Spiro, he said, Tiffany taught me a new term yesterday, the 11th commandment. Can we discuss? So Tiffany, do tell. I think I know what it is, but go ahead.
No.
Oh, wow. What is that? It's like, you know, don't wear pink underwear on Tuesday. What's the 11th commandment?
I'm not going to tell.
Okay, well, I guess there you go.
It's
so
a
Lucy,
for another time.
I'll let you dodge that one. Lucy, what's up down there? You got these people under control?
I wouldn't say that, but they are exposed. I think I might have mentioned last time we had to have a special meeting to reverse the higher bid and give it to the lower bid. And yeah, and of course these meetings are on Tuesday. So last Tuesday I was able to tell you what I did, which was when I was in the gallery and the guy that got the bid, Ken Temple of Temple and Temple, he's like going on and going on. I'm looking at the timestamp, just waiting for that 3 minutes to hit. I'm like, timestamp 3 minutes.
Point
He
of
kept
order.
trying to talk. Yeah, he kept trying to talk. And then the attorney for the county had to keep shutting him down. And he thought he deserved a special meeting, you know, because he's got all this evidence and stuff. I'm like, well, we got a new county paper called the Washington County Times.
And he's a man, Lucy. So
he's mansplaining it. Takes time to mansplain something, right?
I think he's just genuinely, and I can say that, I'll say this now, that the town of Hardinsburg has been voted back in. So we're now, our little Hardinsburg town is incorporated again. But there are some of us from Hardinsburg that speculate that that man, Ken Temple, may have been the reason that we were attacked and dissolved because he lost a bid. And he was supposed to get this exact same kind of deal 3 years ago, and he didn't get the bid, and he tried to manipulate it, and it got done over, and it still didn't go his way. So anyway, it's just kind of interesting what people get entitled to, especially when public money is concerned.
Yeah.
That's not my
Yeah,
conspiracy theory.
well, and we're going through some of that stuff with the city council here with some people that were on the council that their companies either work or get contracts, and it seems like it's getting exposed. And if you watch Witty Reviews, the show that's on before now, the WART, Weaponized Autism Reporting Team, they dig.
Oh, they're doing great investigative.
Yeah, it's just like
it's fun to watch.
But it's almost like it's just the harvest is plenty and the labors are few. It's like everywhere you turn, there's some kind of money being basically laundered, and legally or illegally or whatever. This person donates to this person's campaign and they get a contract. It's just that simple. And I think they've been doing it for so long and getting away with it for so long. It's just interesting to see how that all goes. And then, it takes money to win these races. So, and if you make the wrong person mad, you don't get the money, you don't win the race, blah, 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 blah. So, and then you're on a talk show to try to do other things. So, but, all right. So we got conspiracy. Thor says, the IEDC, they have a new board of people that just seem like the old board. They're just different. So, what do I say? Don't go to something else till you got something better to go to. I think this is probably a sideways thing. So let's, we ready for the tinfoil hat thing here? Cause it's time for that. So let's see if I think I got it still. There it is. All right, go.
Hey y'all, it's time for the conspiracy theory, so you better get your tinfoil hat out and let's see what's going on this week.
All right. I think I'm the only person that wears a tinfoil hat anymore. Oh, wait, I'm going to put the banner up though.
We need a tinfoil hat filter so that we can be lazy and just have it,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Lucy, thanks for volunteering. We need a hat thing. And I don't have to, I have the colanders right over there that I need to distribute along with new t-shirts with you folks. But
it honestly feels weird not doing this with a mask on.
It's too hot for a mask.
Now that you've gotten used to it.
Yeah. Like I wear it around the house just for fun.
Just when you're driving by yourself, just to make MAGA heads explode.
Oh man, I've never thought of doing that, John. That would be so
Follow me for tips. I got tips for you, baby.
Wait,
and then
somebody commented on my shirt. I think,
and then
earlier.
put a Wallace
This is,
McGovern bumper sticker on your car. Put a Wallace.
Does anybody know what this is a logo of?
What that is? Oh, that looks like. Is that?
That's a Reading Rainbow, or
now you know.
Well, almost. It's Hanna-Barbera. Their logo from like the 70s, I think.
Wait a second, Nelson Mandela effect. I don't remember it. It can't be true.
Oh my gosh! No, like, well,
No,
it was from a cartoon.
You know.
It was from a cartoon's credit scene.
Okay.
Well,
hey, John, I just put something in the thing for you to post.
I can't really see. I can really only see your shoulders, Brad. Can you show me more of the logo?
I have to get rid of the banner. Hold on.
Are there words at the bottom?
It's Dancing with the Stars.
No.
It's Dancing with the Stars.
Brad, you have on underoos. Brad has on underoos.
Wait, I like Thor's comment.
It's Garanimals.
Have
you
good.
got Garanimals?
Wait a second. Thor says it looks like a
Yeah,
target to me. Now
that
that kind of rhetoric is it could get somebody hurt, sir.
No worse than Tim Kramer. Tim Kramer's.
Have you guys been watching his Kramer?
I have been. Oh my god.
He's like.
I kind of come on here for the fun of like bantering with people who don't agree with me on a lot of things, and so going to Tim Kramer's followers, holy god, they are like
raw meat.
They are intense. Yeah, I get accused of a lot of different things. So
Lucy, what'd you post here? What did I put in the chat there? As far as your Facebook thing there, reel. What is that for?
Snapchat, Lens, something.
You're muted. You're still muted, Lucy.
Let's look for Lucy. I am Lucy.
In the private chat here on StreamYard, I put a direct link to it instead of just the reel.
Oh, okay.
You should try that one, John. You should click on it.
I did. Well, if I click on it, then it's a tinfoil. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. I can do this. Someday I'll be good at something. There you go. Tinfoil hats, lens.
Yep.
So there we go. So now I just need to download it, right?
Well, it's a Snapchat thing, so I don't snap because I'm old.
I don't even chat or snap. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna try something here. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
I don't know if this is
We'll
gonna work. You
carry
guys keep on
with-
talking.
Okay.
We cannot be recording this, you guys. This is just, this is.
We put the banner back up before.
Have any of you guys ever seen A Few Good Men? By the way,
Isn't that Demi Moore in there and Jack Nicholson's and
yes, and Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Man, Tom Cruise has been in a lot of movies.
Because
How many
you
movies?
can't handle the truth, right?
Oh, is that?
Well, but I've never seen it, and I rented it, so.
Oh, really? I won't tell you the ending.
You get it on the VHS with your Blockbuster card.
I did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Because Brad's old school. He's got vinyl record albums too. He's
Oh heck yeah. No, I got just cassettes.
Cassettes. We have actual
mixtapes,
vinyl.
man.
I actually have my 1979 AC/DC Back in Black album. I also got Joe Walsh, Lifespan. Look at Tiffany go.
Tiffany, get out of here with that.
Is there still? There's still one Blockbuster in there. Isn't there still one somewhere?
Yep.
Tiffany, where did that come from?
My dad's house.
Try it again.
No, I mean, like, what do you mean? Like,
It's a real Blockbuster.
How did you have that ready?
I just had
Keep
it.
that
So
show
I
prep.
went to North Carolina over the weekend, and I was at my parents' house. And everybody's parents' house has everything from the beginning of time. And this is my dad's. It's my dad's Blockbuster card.
Oh, thank God. Okay, Tiffany, that is hilarious because I really thought like you hadn't cleaned out your purse.
What was the
For,
one?
like,
What
decades.
Netflix? Didn't
Since
Netflix
forever.
get started out where you mailed it? Was that the one that you mailed Netflix at the
Yeah.
very start? You
I used to
got
work
it.
for Family Video, John, and yeah,
It's like
when
all that stuff. It's
I had to get out because I'm like, oh man, like
look how much. Look how much. Tiffany. Look at
that is a giant.
Let me see.
No, this is not an R-rated show. Put that away.
It looks like it. No, that's perfect. You look like
That's how the robots are gonna
you
win.
look like
John.
a disco Klansman.
This show is so
You
far
look like
gone
you
right
have a
now.
steel
It's
titty on
like
your head.
I'm glad.
I just want you to know I never bombed to nobody. So
I'm glad that Jay Pesh didn't come on. He'd see what kind of goofballs these farmers are. So
That is so funny. That you.
So Lucy, since you got a tinfoil something or other there, why don't you
Yeah.
go first?
So I don't think that I've used this before, but I genuinely think this. I think that this is, philosophy according to Lucy. I think there may be some basis in fact for this. I have no way to prove it. Maybe it's like remote viewing and men who stare at goats, but legit, honestly, I feel like that whole COVID thing was like a time travel experiment or a timeline experiment where they compress time. Because I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like I went from 2019 to 2025.
Yeah, it does. It's 5 years ago. COVID.
But why? 2020 was horrible. I feel like that's almost like trauma then, Lucy.
We should get a few extra
we
years on our
forgot
lives.
what we all collectively went through. And I kind of agree with this now, but damn.
People always forget trauma. Times of trauma,
But it's
Right.
not like trauma that we think of as trauma. It's not like, and I feel like everybody kind of brings it up into almost like a contest. Like, you think that's trauma? This is what real trauma
Yeah.
is. It's like there's
I'll show you.
there's
trauma.
levels.
we all
you
went
know?
through a collective trauma. It's like
But we
my
can't
kids-
Tiffany, we can't collectively say what is true or not anymore, it feels like.
Oh, tough guy
Okay,
Spiro.
Are you debating that we all went through it's like I'm just saying I'm agreeing.
Yeah,
with
I didn't
you.
let it get in my way either.
Yeah,
I
tough
mean,
guy
I-
Lucy and Spiro didn't let it get in their way.
It was like the whole COVID thing. It's like that stopped so much education that we have not put the foot down on the gas pedal again, and we needed to. I think we all kind of knew we had to step back a little bit, but we need to get back on it, on everything, especially with just kids.
Yeah. Well, you think about
world for them.
Yeah,
And
you think about the ridiculousness of what. Remember, the first things they said was toilet paper, and we had a toilet paper shortage because everybody thought you were going to poop yourself to death. So,
and we manufacture the toilet paper here in the U.S. That was one of those things where if you've got rats in a cage, you just fuck around with them to see what you can make them do.
Do you think it
like
would have been
Pavlov's rats?
Lucy, for the
Seriously.
win. Lucy, you should have said that years ago. Oh my God, how funny and how true is that? We make the toilet paper here. Were we really gonna stop making it? But I will tell you that the Cottonelle with lotion that I used to buy did not make it through the pandemic. They
no more?
Really?
Wow.
So
it's probably
sky high.
Amazing toilet paper.
It's probably Bobby Kennedy's fault. It had, red dye number 26
It
in it.
did have lotion. It had lotion in it. It had some lotion in it.
Yeah, it's like, well, but ironically, our food pantry, when we started it in like late 2019, or we had a toilet paper drive. So we had the first service fighting against the second service, and we literally had giant pyramids of toilet paper on each side of the stage. And then we had that as like, and then they had so much that they gave us some for the art center. I am still using it at the art center for 5 years. That's how much. So,
there is a marketing opportunity here that was missed by bidet manufacturers. Because I've got one of the, I don't know what they cost, 50 or 60 bucks bidets. And they are amazing. All you got to do is pat dry. So, they missed the whole opportunity to have a patriotic. I mean, this is like the Mr. Pillow guy. He's the Mr. Water Up Your Ass.
Yeah, my pillow should be my bidet.
It's way past your bedtime. You've gone off the reservation.
How is that not?
If it wasn't going to be a bidet, it could have been any type of vessel for water that you would keep by the toilet. I mean, like, people missed an opportunity to really help us turn the corner.
But honestly, like the amount of 24-hour places that are gone. Like, I miss going to Walmart at 2 a.m. Yeah. Yes. Walmart at 2 a.m.
When the prison crew's in there cleaning the floors. Yeah.
Yes.
But you think about, we were standing 6 feet apart.
Grocery shopping in peace. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, we're putting this plexiglass up everywhere. We're wearing a mask. We're 6 feet apart. I look back on that and think, man, do you think? I think I was duped.
What the 6
But honestly, it's like,
was,
hey, everybody,
right?
don't hang out. Separate.
Yeah, let your grandma die in the
awesome,
hospital. Don't
Spiro.
visit her.
That's what Perry bottles are for. You kind of keep them after childbirth, and then you've got your portable bidet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's Spiro. Spiro's an engineer, so he's
he makes everything better.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what engineers do.
All right, so
yeah, so
did you have
that's the end of my conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I was going to say somewhere. It's like, is there a question in here?
I'm sure the Europeans were making fun of us for the toilet paper run. They
That
already
was
think we're savages for
They
not having bidets in
manufacture
the
the
first place.
toilet paper in their own country.
Papier de toilette.
Was that your French accent, Tiffany?
We
okay.
They have pay toilets in Paris, and I'm not a fan of that. Just
they have what?
Pay toilets.
Oh yeah, they
hate that shit.
Yeah, I don't get the pay toilet thing. What's other things creepy is if you have one of those attendants. Have you been in the bathroom where you have the attendant in there?
Oh yeah.
It's like,
creepy.
Am I supposed to tip this guy or what?
Okay, I have a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
For the attendants. You know how they have dogs that can sniff cancer? They ought to recruit. Yeah, they ought to recruit. They ought to recruit people with super. You know how the super tasters have higher density of taste buds. They ought to see if there are people that are super olfactory, and then pay them extra so they can be like, "Your shit stinks, dude. You got cancer."
Is that how you tell? I actually have a nephew that can smell like a friggin' beagle dog, so he could do it. I could get him. And it's like,
So Lucy, so you're saying replace the attendants with dogs. Sniff?
No, just find some humans that have really great senses of smell. And we can pay them extra. I mean, we're going for national health care anyway. And so
it sounds
this
like
would just be
DEI
a
though.
diagnostic service.
That sounds like you're trying to hire only people with superhuman kind of smells.
Yeah, but they have merit. They have merit, so it the merit's going to outweigh the.
But if it's only a certain portion of the population, like John, that's
I know.
Yeah, that's not allowed, is it?
I'm getting punch drunk now, so I bet we can find them on onlypoop.com. I'll fruit them.
This is like Tinder, but you got to swipe or you got to wipe left.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay.
I'm sorry, it all deteriorated tonight for me.
Who's got another conspiracy theory here?
Oh, I have one. I have one. I have one.
2 weeks in a row.
I have one. OMG. So this is going to be so Tiffany. So I started doing face exercises, the face yoga for the muscles and stuff. And I think it's crazy because that stuff works. But society will tell you that you need Botox and fillers and facelifts. But women, men, oh my God, if you do face exercises for the many muscles in your face, like you can just
push-ups right
so
now.
much better. And I just think that the beauty industry, to go to surgery on your face, has they've duped us all. Like there are these, I got sucked in on Facebook, these reels, and these ladies are doing these exercises and they're training their faces, they're waking up the muscles. And I'm 52 years old. And when you think about how people age, your knees wear out, your back gets weaker, you can't see your abs anymore. You ache, you lose muscle mass, and you lose muscle mass in your face too. And you can exercise your face the same way you exercise the rest of your body. But instead of that, you can go and get fillers and things in your face that are so very unnatural. And I just think that, you got to be your own advocate, and you got to take care of your body, man, and do everything that you can that's within your power. I don't exercise as much as I should, and I have aches and pains, and I could take a lot better care of myself. But as Americans, I feel like we have to do better and do the hard work for things instead of just running toward pills and surgeries and stuff like that.
So Thor has a very serious question here. He says, Tiffany Dillison, does it involve kissing? So I don't know what that.
After all that, that's what you took from that? Seriously.
I'm just saying.
Seriously. No, it's not that.
That's
Luke,
what you get.
Putting this out there. This is science. This is science. It was on a podcast, one of my favorite podcasts. So 6 seconds of kissing minimum activates oxytocin in both partners, or a 20-second hug will activate oxytocin. Men that kiss
Hugs
their
are
wife
nice.
before they leave
What's
to work
an
will live
oxytocin,
longer.
man? What's an oxytocin?
It's the love hormone.
What?
Yeah,
What's
when you have the happy ending, that's the hormone that comes out, and it also comes out when a woman is breastfeeding her child. The
Or smoking
oxytocin in the
crack.
mother and child are activated.
Or smoking crack.
Really?
Oh,
Is that
smoking
true,
crack
Tiffany?
has oxytocin?
Yeah.
That
I
explains
thought that's got endorphins. Isn't that the same thing or not the same thing?
Yeah, feels so good, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like you want to be mayor of DC. Smoke the
I thought
crack.
that was DMT.
Nobody
I'm kidding.
smokes the
Lucy,
crack
don't.
anymore.
Yes.
How come you don't hear about people smoking the crack? They're doing the fentanyl and the meth and stuff. What happened? What happened to the good old?
Expensive. It's a derivative of cocaine. It's probably better to make you stuff with cold medicine.
Yeah, crack is
Crack
whack.
probably high. I mean, on the scale, would crack be above meth?
I think they're different. I think the meth is.
But
meth
there
is
has
wild.
to be a hierarchy of drugs that one would do.
Yeah. Well, I think that gets to be expensive.
I think it's personal, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they got
some drugs are like more dangerous than others.
Yeah, like the Katie. Now, Katie is a street term for they just take whatever and spray bug spray on it and then smoke it. So you can smoke. I know, Brad. I'm just saying. And when it bug spray, yep, just like for a roach killer or whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't know all. I just know I don't know enough to do it. So I just know enough that I've seen people do it. So when that first phase started coming out, it's just like when fentanyl got popular. We had like 4 overdoses here in Mars Hill because people didn't know how, they didn't have the prescription right. So when the Katie came out, these people were like, they're the ones you saw barking and like dogs and doing crazy stuff. And
did it give a lot of strength too?
it just whacks you out. I mean, it's just I don't know what it just messes up your brain chemistry. It's sad. So
It's a thing.
it's a thing. Yep. But now the fentanyl it affects people so much differently. I know a police officer that had to quit. He literally just touched it on his skin and about killed him. So some people can take more than others. So I mean, it's fentanyl, something I think they put you to sleep with to operate on you. Maybe, I don't know.
That's like it's the equivalent of a nuclear bomb. Like, why does that even exist?
Well, it's supposed to be for good, like everything. Like everything's for good until we get a hold
Make
of
it
it.
for good. Like, why? I don't understand like the motive behind adding it to anything.
Isn't fentanyl pain medicine? I mean, wasn't that its actual medicinal value?
Brad, think about the practical applications in politics. I mean, what would it take? Like an ounce of it to kill a whole city, or maybe even like the whole country?
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to get rid of a whole bunch of people fast, just put it in the water supply. You know what would really mess people up in the water supply, though?
I love you, Lucy.
Poison
You
ivy.
just went like,
Oh, I don't get poison ivy. I
we're
just eat
gonna,
it for salad.
we're gonna poison everybody.
Well, that's what I was told as a kid, that they were going to put something, that the Russians were going to put something in the water supply and we're all going to die.
I never heard that one.
Really? Yeah, that's a good way to scare.
Yeah,
the
it's
shit
called
out of everybody.
fluoridation. We've already had that show.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
The slow kill.
The slow kill. So what do we have for anybody else? Very good. That was very good conspiracy. I'm sorry for
Thank you.
sort of poo-pooed on it a little bit there, but that's okay. He almost got it.
Yay.
Let's put that up again. And then he says, I'll go with the 6 minutes. He says he takes the 6 minutes of kissing. That's very. I like to see our viewers just really into the show.
So just to let Spiro know, what I've done is I love kombucha, and
is that stuff you make and you send it to somebody else? Or?
Yeah, but this stuff's really good. It's like functional. It really tastes like root beer. It is freaking phenomenal. But
What's
it's
it do
called
to you?
Live. It has mushrooms in it.
You love the mushrooms, don't you?
Oh yeah, I love the mushrooms. That one doesn't have kombucha.
You
This
need
is
to
the one
make
with
up
kombucha.
a mouthwash mushroom concoction that we could.
I would love to do that.
So
Can I
we
put
could-
some happy mushrooms in there for you too? I haven't used them before. I'd really love to try them.
You want to see? Well, let me do it before the show. Let's see how it
I'm
goes.
saving all my glass bottles and running them through the dishwasher. And we have a countertop RO system. And you would not believe how fantastic the water tastes after it's been in the fridge and it's ice cold in glass.
Yeah, it's different.
So wow, okay, wow. This is like this. We should just turn this thing into a health show.
Recycling for the planet.
The best recycler on the planet is a chicken. So
yeah,
I'm
no
just
doubt.
saying I've been feeding my chickens all sorts of junk, and
I thought it was an oyster, like because it filters water. I saw a video of it. See, but that's what TikTok does.
That's not recycling. They don't.
You're a
they
librarian.
brain.
You got all that science in the building with you.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah,
I
like
do.
you have no
All the
excuse for
Bunsen
not knowing
burners and
everything.
stuff.
The Bunsen
Yeah.
burners.
Can I come by and I almost asked if I could play a musical instrument, but I stopped myself.
So what kind of cell phone does a scientist buy? What kind of cell phone does a
I don't know
scientist
what
buy?
kind.
A Bunsen burner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I did? I just made that up right there. Just made it
That
up
was
right
good.
there.
That was a good. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
that's pretty good
yeah.
for
So
my-
are we gonna have a mouthwash
I don't
band?
have.
I just
don't
bought
have
a cello.
thing, by the way.
What do you guys play?
I want a cello.
What do you play, Tiff? What do you play? Nothing? What, do you
I can play a
anything
little
else?
guitar. I can play a little
I
guitar.
sing. I sing in the choir.
Oh, that's good. We need
We
a
need
singer
singers
because it ain't going to be me.
Brad, you look like a drummer
alto
or at least a
soprano.
bass player.
No, I got this a little while ago,
Oh, look at this.
Nice. That's phenomenal.
and it's got like a little drum pad on it.
Well,
How much do
we
you
need to
play
have some.
your cello?
You need to make me
Oh,
a
you
new.
are not going to believe this. I got a cello on Facebook for $50. I could
What?
not believe it. I have been looking for a cello for like a year, and I finally found one in my and it's a decent one. It was a very kind med student who had recently upgraded, and he lived in a really, really swanky condo building in Louisville. So I
Wow.
imagine that he came from some money in this, so that was his way of recycling it. downcycling it to somebody poor. Well, here I am. And he was
Okay,
so kind.
I want you to make us some really sad cello music for maybe when we have bad thing, and then send me the tape of it.
Okay.
And Brad, I want you to make some sort of whatever you make on that thing you have there, and then
Sweet.
and then I'll mix in Tiffany singing on top of it.
We're having a picnic.
Yeah, you got that stuck in your head, don't you? You got that. That thing is like stuck in my head. It's like
Going on a picnic. Whoa.
I've tried both 432 and 444 hertz. I personally like the 432 a little bit better. For those of you, does anybody here know about the tuning conspiracy? And tuning
Spiro
A to
does. I know
440?
Spiro's talking about
Yeah,
it.
Spiro does. So Tesla told us to think in terms of 3s and 6s and 9s as the frequency of the universe. So 444, 4, 8, 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. 432, 7, 9, 9.
So what's
So you
that
see
mean?
how they add up to 9s and 3s, and 440 is 8. So it doesn't go to a 3 or a 9 or a 6.
So
Oh my gosh, my frequency is 528. That's the one I listen to.
That's 15, 180. Yeah.
Where do you
so
find
that's
these
6.
things? Where do you
That's 6. Yeah.
Where do you find this? Where do you find this frequency thing? Where do you?
I just
Well,
go on YouTube and just play frequency.
Yeah. So the word that you're looking for, the scientific term for this is called cymatics. CYMATICS. So what you'll
Cymatics.
commonly find if you go to YouTube and put in 432 cymatics or 440 versus 432 cymatics, you'll see material typically like you'd stretch a drum. You could even do it with a drum or something like that. But they'll stretch fabric over a speaker, for example, and then they'll turn the speaker and play the 432 frequency and then the 440 or different frequencies. Each different frequency has its own sacred geometry pattern. So like when you look at Chinese statues and it's the lion and underneath his paw is the circle. Is it circle? It's not the circle of life. It's I don't think it's tree of life.
That's a Lion King. That's a different.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The Lion King and Circle of Life.
Oh, Brad's
Spiro,
back.
you may remember what it is. I don't know if it's like tetrahedron or what it is, but anyway, it's sacred geometry and it's all the circles all over each other. One of this brand's glass actually for their anniversary edition has it into the glass, so it's really cool.
Really?
So anyway, Flower of Life. I think it's Flower of Life.
Okay.
So is the sacred geometry for that one. And so as you change frequencies, like if you were to put a whole bunch of sand on the speaker membrane and then you tune it to different frequencies, they will jump around and they will self-assimilate based on the frequency into different patterns. So there was a dad and a son in Ireland a few years ago, like within the last 20 years, and they went to churches in Ireland and they found one of these old churches, like medieval times that it was built, and there were stone carvings, and those stone carvings had these sacred geometry symbols. So they figured out that each of those sacred geometry symbols corresponded to a note on the musical scale. So they tuned everything until they knew what each pattern was, and they matched it up to those stone carvings, and it played a hymn.
Wow. And
that's not conspiracy theory. That's like you
how
can watch
bored
the
were
video
you
of
when you discovered this?
Oh, this is never boring. Like my
I know, but I'm
dream
just
job
saying when
would
you
be
start
a
going down that
librarian
rabbit hole.
because then I could be around all the books.
Yes.
All the books.
It is lovely.
Tiffany, we got the two nerds on the left over there. That's for sure.
Oh, by the way, no. I thought about this when while I was watching Witty's show. I think that is what draws us all together. Is that we are all nerds about something. And like we are this intense about current events. Tiffany, I know, right? Yes.
You know what I really think? You know what I'm thinking right about now?
Going on a picnic. Whoa.
We need to have a mouthwash picnic. As soon as all my corn comes in, we're having a picnic.
That song is like you could be doing something serious.
It is stuck in my head from doing that thing. It's like
I want the way to play that at my funeral.
Yeah, going on a bit. It reminds me of like like the Beach Boys would be doing or something. Like we're going on a picnic to the beach.
Yeah.
Something
Neil
like that.
Diamond.
Neil
yeah,
Diamond.
like a Neil Diamond cover of that.
The wreck of the Edmund Fitz picnic. So Who's got Ethan? Brad, you got a conspiracy theory?
Nah, I kind of wasted it on the Trump stuff. Like, I honestly have no idea what's going on. I feel like, and that's my conspiracy, is that I think everybody should calm down, because I think he's calling a lot of stuff out that he's hoping is going to go his way, and maybe it's not. But I don't know that he should be given a peace prize yet, and I don't think he should be condemned into, like, madness yet. So, like, it's.
So
Again,
I have a serious question.
Mhm.
So since so many Democrats and so many people are struggling during this time, one, what do you tell your friends who are struggling because of the presidency and stuff like that? And number two, do they ever talk about wanting to hurt people?
None of the people I talk to talk about hurting the other side, I guess. But there's more of, like, I really think the No King's Day protest, for as much as it was made fun of, I think the more that it got made fun of, especially for me, made me laugh and think, oh God, like, we're actually getting, or like, it's getting under people's skin. It's getting under his skin. Like, the whole country in different states did it. Like, that didn't happen against Biden. It was always a little Trump rally in a stadium at, something else. And that's how it usually goes. Like, I really think that kind of swayed a momentum, maybe, but it's like, people, if they want to get involved, they need to get involved. They can't just keep, talking.
So, yeah, well, that's you hit it on the head, Brad, when you said, I really don't know what's going on. And I just find it interesting when on social media, everybody seems to be a foreign policy expert these days. I know what's going to happen. This happened. We blah, blah, and it's just, the whole thing makes me like,
I remember in like 2006, I got really freaked out about what Iran was doing with against a different country. And I can't, like, that's it. Like, that's what kind of struck me today was, I remember a time where this kind of whole thing was happening again. And like, we're back at it, and it's like, do we learn from history, or are we fighting the same fights over and over again? And
many of us are.
Yes, but when you see it happening at a national level, it's like, are we better? Shouldn't we be smarter than this?
We have better weapons.
Yeah, but we just keep doing the same thing. And
same thing. Well, you could even go back to Proverbs.
And I'm part of it too. Like, it's not we voted for this, whether like you won or lost, like the U.S., unless you think that it was totally stolen or whatever. But it's like,
or as the common folks say, which time? So you look at the Bible, you look at the Ecclesiastes in the Bible. It's King Solomon. He prayed for wisdom. That was his, thing that he prayed for. And, so he had a lot of sayings. And, that's 3,000 years old. And you just change the names. All that stuff still happens. I mean, you read Proverbs, you read Ecclesiastes. There's nothing new under the sun. They talk about it. There's nothing new. It's the same old stuff. Just keep adding a new generation on top of it. We think we're better because we got running water and we got a cell phone. I don't know. Do you think we're more happy than the person that lived in colonial New England? That probably,
I am.
I think I am too. I don't want to be dying of no
plague.
But,
it smells better. Like that's my whole thing about going back in time.
You don't like the smell.
I'm so pleased with our level of sanitation that I could never go back into another period of time ever. It's gross.
Well, I think you get used to being dirty.
I agree with you, Brad. You know how, like, when you think back and people always had sweat rags, or everybody was just like oily, greasy because they were hot all the time. I don't.
Hold on a second. We got the Democrat on here with no air conditioning. Did that surprise you?
Wait, no, I'm one of those Southern Democrats.
Poor Democrat.
I'm the one who was pro-slavery, and I'm the one who was. I hate that shit where it's like it goes back in time through history, and it's like the Democrats are the ones that did that. It's like,
yeah.
Great. So let's take down all the Confederate statues.
Well, you see, they're renaming.
That was your fault too.
No, but like if the Democrats are the ones who are pro Confederacy, shouldn't we be the ones saying no, keep the Confederate names? Yay!
Right. Well, we've switched places.
Why is it the Republicans are the ones that are like doing that?
Hey, Brad, here's a question for you.
Because you can't change history.
No. But did you guys see how Hegseth changed Fort Bragg back?
Yeah, to Robert E. Lee.
Dude,
No.
Oh no.
He changed Fort Bragg back to Fort Bragg. Like apparently it
Oh,
got
well,
renamed.
he did a bunch of them. He did like
No,
4 or
but
5.
with Fort Bragg, he chose a veteran from World War II with the same last name.
So it's
as
no
the
longer for
Confederate.
General Bragg; it's for Private Bragg. So
Yes.
that's my hometown.
But he counts that as a victory. I count
that
that
is
as like
my hometown.
that is a
That
bitch
is my
out right there is what
hometown.
it is.
The home of the 82nd Airborne. You cannot change the name of Fort Bragg to anything other than Fort Bragg. I think that it was an insult to anybody who ever wore the uniform and went through Fort Bragg. To change it to Camp Liberty, you'd have to rewrite.
That's what they changed. Okay.
You would have to rewrite history books. No,
But shouldn't he have changed it back to Fort Bragg as
Actually,
and owned up to that?
If you read about General Bragg, he was not a very good general. You know what? It's Fort Bragg. You know what? My last name is Bragg. It's for Tiffany Bragg. How about that? I don't care.
Everybody's in Fort Bragg.
It could be Benjamin Button Bragg. Nobody cares. It's
So
like,
wait, so the names. So
Bragg.
why does the name matter then? Like, but that's what I mean.
That's
like,
the
why,
name of it.
But
That's
why did he go to the
name of it.
extent of changing it from not this Bragg but a different Bragg? So I tricked you guys. Like that's how it comes off.
Well,
And why do that?
Hey, well, Bragg was a Confederate general. Like, yeah, it's a smart move, but it's all good. He could name it for Betty White Bragg. I don't care. It's Fort Bragg.
That would
And
be
it will
White
always
Bragg
be
would be
Fort
awesome.
Bragg.
Yeah.
You can name it after
I like Tiffany Bragg.
the
That's
Kinsey
fine.
Bragg.
Works for me.
Yeah.
I love
Kinsey Bragg.
that is my hometown.
Yeah.
My hometown.
All right, kids. We've managed to have all these things here, but I just want to leave you with this thought.
Going on a picnic. Whoa.
All right. So that was a good show.
That makes me laugh so hard.
I'll save it for you.
I'm gonna be the background singer on the woo woos.
Yeah.
Fine now.
Woo, going on. So we have David Shelton coming on next week. We'll
Oh,
see.
awesome. Okay.
Yep. And then I'm looking for Brandon Shane. He is beyond formal. He's actually been going out he went out to the No Kings March with the crown on and was asking people, would you rather have me as a king or with Donald Trump? And I'm thinking, dude, you're going to get friggin' beat up and thrown in the ditch.
No, I bet everybody chose him.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah. That's
but a couple
hilarious.
of them said, we don't want any kings, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was like, wow, that's pretty
But
brave.
everybody wants a prince.
So his show is actually going on the same time ours is. So he's going to come on maybe simulcast for a few minutes, a couple weeks from now. So I'm working on some guests. We're gonna mix it up here, see what's going on, and then as usual, watch the witty reviews. Those guys are the WART, Weaponized Autistic Reporting Team, is all over things.
Yeah, I was sad to hear he said he hit a dead end with Diego, and I'm like, no, you just uncovered a crap ton. I feel like.
Yeah, you know what? And honestly, this is my personal opinion about Diego. It's like, man, if he had a better publicist or PR person, but I don't know what to think about all that. It's
the era of not caring, man. Like nobody, like when you're in
they're
that
untouchable.
party and for some reason Rakita is endorsing you. Like, why do you think anybody's an issue?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing, only different day. Okay, well, let's see. Let me see if I can find an ending here. Oh, I got all the group here, so we can do our regular ending. All right, I'll see you all next week. Great job on the talking points, Brad. Get them out to me again. I'll get some clips together. Secretary of State stuff next week, and Vincennes. Get us some Vincennes trivia. Let's try to trick Shelton on his own trivia at Vincennes.
Oh, I won't be able to. Okay.
Well,
I'll try that.
Yeah, get us three things we could trick him on if he doesn't know it. Like, did you see that Ted Cruz and what's it say, Carlson? He was like trying to trick him on how many people lived in Iran and stuff.
It's funny when they eat each other.
That was That was interesting. So anyway, okay, I got the ending. See y'all later. Lucy, thanks for staying up with us and your fancy 10 flat. Let's work that out so we can get everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, just one more thing before we go.